My grandfather's lawyer announced I'd inherited everything. My brother's face darkened as 50 years of being the good son earned him nothing. The conference room fell silent as Attorney Wilson cleared his throat and continued reading the will. I couldn't process what was happening. Haste Joseph had left me his house, his investments, even his prized classic car collection. My brother Michael, who had lived with him for the past decade claiming to care for him daily, received only a small cash sum and some personal items. This must be a mistake, Michael finally said, his voice dangerously quiet. I took care of him. I was there every day. She barely visited twice a year. I wanted to defend myself, but shock kept me silent. It was true I hadn't visited as often since moving across the country for my teaching job, but we spoke weekly. Hess had always encouraged my independence, telling me to chase my dreams rather than worry about him. Mom placed her hand on Michael's arm, her expression a mixture of concern and disappointment. Joseph must have been confused near the end. We all know who was really there for him. Attorney Wilson adjusted his glasses. I assure you, Mr. Lawson was of sound mind when he signed this will 6 months ago. He was quite explicit about his wishes. Explicit about being manipulated, you mean? Michael snapped, glaring at me. What did you say to him, Rachel? What lies did you tell when I wasn't around? I didn't. I started, but he cut me off. You always were his favorite for no good reason. I rearranged my entire life to care for him while you were off finding yourself. And this is what I get, Aunt Patricia? Always the peacemaker tried to intervene. Perhaps we should all take some time to process before tea. Here is nothing to process, Michael stood up, toppling his chair. She somehow convinced a dying old man to cut out the person who actually sacrificed for him. I won't forget this, Rachel. As he stormed out, my cousins and other relatives looked at me with a mixture of shock and accusation. Mom followed Michael without even glancing my way. I sat alone at the table as the room emptied, the weight of unexpected wealth eclipsed by the heavier burden of my family's judgment. Attorney Wilson placed a hand on my shoulder. Your grandfather anticipated this reaction, he said quietly. He left you a letter as well. Perhaps it will provide some answers. I took the sealed envelope with trembling hands, wondering what could possibly explain why Hass had made me the unlikely heir to everything he had spent his life building and why he had chosen to tear our family apart in the process.